seafood buffet. I love a buffet. He loves a buffet.
Has it started yet?
Snap! This is DJ Hype and you're watching Infusion. Or Infusion TV.
Right, here we are outside the music room. This is Infusion TV, live, stroke pre-recorded, but you'll be watching as if we're in your space and in your face right now. And we're here with the one and only DJ Hype.
Nearly forgot my name.
No, I didn't. I was going to say Kevin, and then I thought if I say Kevin, that's a little bit friendly. I want to do a drum roll. Kevin Ford. Anyway, you've had. We were just talking. Kev's been here for a few days and has slowed down from a very strenuous, by the sounds of it, touring period.
I just had an American tour that was a bit it wasn't a massive tour, but it was quite intense. You know, like, I think it's like America and Canada in like 6 or 7 days. I had like one evening off, and I was getting like you're playing. I think I went to Calgary. You know, like you're playing till like 3, 4 in the morning, then you're going to sleep at 5, then you're getting up at 8 and you're flying to the next place.
Literally one after the other, one after the other.
Yeah, and then since I got back, it really, you know, I just seem to be like that all the time. And then out here, being able to have a little bit of a break, it's probably...
It's like when it gets hot back home and all the flies kind of go... like that. That's what's going on here.
But I'm alright.
But you've been with us here a couple of times now, isn't it?
I think it's the fourth. Me and Ben were talking about it. It's the fourth time.
The last time you destroyed it,
I think
and it was
2010.
It was almost offensive. and you were here with AD last time as well, weren't you?
Yeah. I think there was. I don't know if I'm sure the World Cup was on. What year was that?
That was.
I'm not a big football man, but I remember sitting in the pool with a beer, thinking my friends.
Everybody already pissed off about the score. The short end for it. Now, flavours. That's one of the main things I want to talk about at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, why not? Why not? We love the fact when Ben obviously is a stalwart soldier of the players' movement. Mr. You know, Ben's highlight, but Mac 4's highlight of the year is Fabric.
Oh yeah, he's coming in. I already told him. I give him the go ahead.
Actually, whilst we're on that, I know I'm jumping around, but 150th, wasn't it? You recently had
Christmas. Yeah, it was our 150th one in a row, and so now we're on 153. Next month, well, we're in March. Yeah, this month we do the whole building. It's our Easter special. No, I lose count. It all becomes a massive blur.
Fabric is an epic club, and you're probably the most successful night, aren't you? It's the. Do you know what? It's the same as here. Global.
I don't like to brag about it, mate. I just get on. But yeah, we're the most. We're the longest running though. So that says so. Are we the most successful every month? I don't know.
Well, that's the irony of it. Global Funk, as you know, that's been 10 years, and again, Global Funk does bi-monthly, and we get that kind of. The drum and bass crowd just seems to have that passion. I mean, you've played here a few times, and what's the vibe you get from the guys here?
No, I love it here, but I'm just saying, I always have the same thing. I come here, and the people that come don't look like my normal crowd.
Oh, man.
And I sit there thinking they're gonna hate this. They're not gonna, you know, like they seem, you know, well dressed, and they're not like your average drum and bass crowd. And you really do, you know, the clubs are quite glitzy. It's wicked, but then you go on.
We've gone a bit. No offence to the music room, we're quite gritty here.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying, even the music before I go on is a little bit cooler. And it makes me feel like they're not going to like me because I'm quite intense. And then you go on and it's always, you know, great. It's a bit mad.
We had Andy C a little while ago, and obviously it's that similar thing. I think he said, like, there's people in fucking breeches, there's people in mini skirts, there's girls in like ball gowns, and then by the end of it, they're like everything's like.
Well, I was
mangled.
saying in England, these are the sort of people that would run a mile from what I'm playing.
You walk in and
the
go,
way they look.
Hell,
but by the end of the night, everybody's nuts. You know, I always enjoy it. I said it's my 4th time coming here. I mean, I'd come here more. You know, I'm always saying to Ben, when am I coming out again? It's just trying to tie it in. You know, when I'm not busy and this is happening. So I'm happy to be here.
Mate, we love it when you come here. And one more thing, studio. Is there any? You know, you say you're very busy at the moment. Is there anything that in the mix? Is there?
No. The thing is, I need to start doing some productions, but I never seem to get the time. I say it every year, and every year I'm getting more and more like, you know what, I need to. I've been dabbling with a few of my artists, having a little bit of a play about, but not really. I'm not ready. But I want to be, and I want to get into it. Just finding that time.
What way is it not ready? Is it
you know, technology. Remember, I haven't produced properly for about 5 years, and it is a 24. It's not saying you just go in for a couple of hours and here's a hit. You know, so
I mean,
there's a lot of thought behind.
All I know is sidechain.
Yeah, no, I don't even know that at the moment. But what I've come to the realization is, you know, I'm not going to be on my own. I'm going to be collaborating if I do it. Probably one of the artists within the camp. I just got to find one that I work comfortably with, and then hopefully get some stuff.
Is that kind of bouncing off people in the studio? I mean,
well, it's just having someone who's going to engineer, you know, be the hands. You know, I used to be the engineer, the technician, everything, and I had the time to do it. Nowadays, I just can't, you know. And I think the last collaboration I did that I released was with J Magic and Wickerman, I really enjoyed it. It takes when you collaborate, you know, all the sort of fine tuning, the stuff the engineer does that I used to do. I don't enjoy that. I like writing, I like jamming. All the little, you know, making the hi-hat.
Let them do that, and then we can focus on the melody and how we're going to break it.
I'd like to do it myself, but I have to admit, you know, I ain't going to be able to do that. So, you know, I have a label, I have artists, you know.
What kind of a label manager are you? I don't think we ever asked you this. Are you a bit of a Diddy? Are you a bit of a Don? Or are you very relaxed?
No, well, a lot of my no, I'm just, if you want a Hollywood.
You're approachable?
No, what I call it, if you want the honeymoon version, no, I'm not like that. I'm quite dry. You know, I'm straight to the point. You know, the artists seem to accept. I'm not. Yeah, it's fantastic. You're the man. I don't stroke egos. And most of them know that. You know, but their music speaks for itself. You know, the longer the artist is with you, the less input you put in anyway. You know, when they're first signing or their first day, you put a hell of a lot more input. You're kind of moulding them or helping them mould themselves. What I do try and do is advise them in their creativity a lot more. Sometimes an artist can quite easily get tunnel vision and make music that I find, that's great, but there's so much more to that you're not widening your horizon. So it's opening up artists to album concepts that we're trying to get.
Are the artists that you're bringing in, are they opening you up to like new things? Are they like, is it within the genres and the spaces you work in?
They've all got individual sounds, production. It's like the music is always evolving. I mean, there's criticism, there's a lot of stuff that's very similar, otherwise the music wouldn't be a style of music. I mean, and I've been in it a long time, so you know, things come round in circles, but when they do, they evolve and change. Like, it's a bit like fashion or anything. Things come and go. When they come back again, they're not exactly the same as they was maybe before. You know, I enjoy the variety and the diversity of the music. I'm not someone who plays like one style of D&B. I don't play a lot of other styles of music. I can, but I just like playing D&B. I'm always like, when are you going to do bass music or do this?
I mean, it would
never say never.
If you played something else, I think it would be. We would all feel a little bit like vulnerable.
Well, that's how. But never done. I might do
it. Like Ben playing dubstep, it just scares the shit out of me.
But I will do a dubstep tune now and then. The thing is, when I started, I'm before drum and bass. I'm before jungle. I'm before rave. You know, I started out in a reggae sound system. Well, no, it's the truth. I started out in a reggae sound system, and we went from reggae to sort of basically all styles of black music. London in the early 80s, when I was probably in my...
That ska kind of funk kind of...
Well, no, it was like you had like soul, you had early garage and house, you had R&B, hip-hop. I mean, hip-hop, I remember playing hip-hop in reggae blueses when hip-hop was unheard of, you know. And then like 5 years ago, playing in New York with Africa Bambaataa was my dream come true. You know, like I grew up on that. And so it's a lot of different things with me, but drum and bass is what I'm a kind of ambassador stroke pioneer of. I fly the flag with it, and you know,
there are
2013, you know, I'm still doing it.
There are a few icons in the game that everybody looks up to. We're lucky enough to have quite a few of them come through here, and obviously Ben and the Global Funk guys have become quite good friends with you guys. You supported us what we're trying to do here. Now you say Africa Bambaataa is one of your icons. Now back to this kind of new music side. Is there anybody right now that's just hitting the mark for you?
Well, too many.
Really?
Yeah, there's loads of good artists.
Because we've missed the UK a little bit, you know.
What happens is, it's very difficult. If you could sit with me and see how much music I get sent.
Yeah,
you know,
I can imagine.
Whether I do the radio, so you get music from artists just to play on the radio. You get music from your own artists. You get music from people who send you demos. I can't listen to it all in a day, so sometimes I sit there. You're spoilt for choice. So
do you try and listen to it all during a period of time?
Oh, I try. Well, I have.
Load up the iPod when you're flying.
No. Because I do I think if I didn't do a radio show every week, I'd probably have to plan it out different. But because I do the radio every week, that's my kind of way of going through music. But
it allows you to road test it.
I mean, with computer technology and the sort of price of equipment a lot cheaper than say 20 years ago, there's a lot more producers out there. So and they will send you like 10 tracks. Like, send my 10 track. Have you listened to them the next day? What did you think? It's like, well, I can't listen to that and that and that and that. There's not enough hours a day. Sometimes I'd like to have maybe like 5 individuals that like you listen to it. If you think it's all right,
we need to get you 6.
So it gets filtered
DJ Hype is
down.
looking for 6 people, 1 person to master and mix on the so you can relax, and 5 people to listen to all of these. All of these, all right?
No, but it's very difficult as well. Artists, if you're one artist, most artists have a style.
Yeah.
Now, when you're listening to 5 or 10 tracks in a row of a similar style, sometimes it's quite hard to find the one that stands out, because by track 5, they're all starting to you switch off a bit. That's why I always tell artists, don't send me 10 at once. Send me 2, or send me what you think is your best one.
Yeah.
If I don't like that, then send me some more.
Yeah.
And then you get artists sending you stuff from your camp that are halfway through it and they want advice. Other times, you're just, it's just a market flood.
Yeah.
And filtering that down to what you're going to play in an hour or 2 hour set is very difficult. But it's better to have more than less. The good thing about it is DJs these days, I think there's a lot more, like you could put 5 DJs in a row and they will play quite differently. There might be the odd tune they play the same. Whereas 5 years ago, maybe them 10 DJs would all be, or 5 DJs would all be playing.
It looked like a Guinness World Record.
People might know it's the same music all night. Because there's only so
like a deep
much.
house night.
Yeah, well, there's only so much. Well, I'm not going to criticise other music. I'm not. I
tried.
I like it all.
But what the UK at the moment on a global level, UK and kind of bass music is cool. It's become a cool like thing. When you're in the US, did you feel that? It's always been there and it's always had this atmosphere and it's been niche, but it's pushing into mainstream. Did you find that your gigs in the US were any different than they've been before?
Well, not this time, but you have time. When you do festivals, I mean, this was a club tour I did.
Right, okay, so you're getting
it's
those
like you're the
stalwarts.
guest, and it's great. I mean, it depends. It really varies. Some shows it's great. Some shows, they like you more than them, or they like them more than you. It varies, and that's part of your job is learning and vibing off of other DJs and other musics. In the UK, it's the same. You got drum and bass events on their own, and you got like a more eclectic mix where you could have Mr. Jam or Shy. I mean, a lot of the Sub Focus, Chase the Status,
they're
Shy
massively
Effects.
variant.
No, but they're still, like a lot of people still, they're drum and bass, but no, they're real bass music. They've moved on, and they're doing something different, and they enjoy it, and it's great. Yes, mate. I mean, I'm still flying the old school, old jungle stroke drum and bass flag.
You're rocking it.
I think the thing is with that music, it does stand alone. The BPM, the tempo.
It's so great. I mean, good moment there. Nice little link for the fan going past. We had a fan on Twitter message in with one of their important questions. Oh dear. There we go. Brothers in arms.
Yeah. Before, take a picture of him before,
and then
come back at 3 a.m.
Before, we'll go to jail and show you what he looks like afterwards. One of the fans kind of wrote in to us on Twitter and said to us, on your years of journeying through the gritty and through the luxurious and whatever it may be, what's the most obscure, strange and bizarre venue that you've ever played in? How long have you got?
Probably Puerto Rico in a rainforest, which was not strange. It was brilliant, it was.
Was that just?
It was me and Andy C about 1998 or 99. Like it was just. I think there'd been events there before. Someone told me about it.
Like a random kind of festival grabbing.
You fucking wish. You fly to Miami, fly to Puerto Rico, and then you're driven to this rainforest, and it's literally, you see how the trees are up there. You were just in this forest, and there was like 2,000 people in Puerto Rico. And for me, it's like, how do they even know me here? Or you go somewhere like Russia. I don't really play. I must say, not really strange places.
I don't know why they
strange crowds.
I don't know why they presumed that you played in weird places.
No, you meet weird people, definitely.
Well, there we go. We've got some halfway through. Anyway, look, guys, we're going to cut it off here because we're going to go inside and we're going to rock out. It's been an absolute pleasure as usual, buddy, and we can't wait. And we're going to have some shots, and we're going to make messy, and we're going to hang around with strange people. Peace.
One thing I want to talk about is flavours.
Yeah.
And you didn't fucking say nothing about it.
So there we are, that was DJ Hype. He's inside now about to play, so we're going to go in there and catch up with exactly what's going down.